What's going on, Enduro Primates? Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my new lift table, but more importantly, my wheel chock. This is the bike shoe, formerly made by ATK. They're now produced by Pit Posse, and it is the best motorcycle or dirt bike chock. It's not the best motorcycle, but it's definitely the best dirt bike wheel chock there is out there right now. At least from the perspective of clamping the front wheel and holding it without straps. Nothing even comes close. But first I want to start by saying this is the Harbor Freight lift. You can find a million reviews online about this thing. I'm not going to get into that right now. It's a great lift. With a coupon you can get it for $300 and you can't beat it for $300. Now, is it something you're going to use every day? Probably not. But when your back is hurting and you got to work on your bike, it is so nice to have it at eye level. It really works out great. The only thing that's a piece of shit is the wheel chock that comes with it, and that's why I replaced it with this bike shoe, which are available from Pit Posse. I'll put a link in the description. You'd probably do this down on the ground, but let me show you up here on the table. Once the front wheel is bottomed in the chock, swing the whole chute and match up. Pull this lever down, it's going to raise this up. Push that forward as far as you can, and then you take the other lever. And as you bring it up, you can see it compressing the tire. We actually don't need to go that tight for the lift table. So as you can see, this thing is rock solid. It's not going anywhere. You don't need straps with this at all. You can see here I've got it clamped pretty tight and it's putting a lot of pressure on the knobs. On a table, you really don't need to clamp it this tight. If it was in the bed of your truck or something, you might want to. But if you use this in a truck or trailer, you might want to use some straps just for safety, but you really don't have to. It's not going anywhere. So let's talk about the table a little bit. Again, this is the Harbor Freight $300 lift table. Usually goes for about $450. You can get it with coupon for $300. So again, this table is a godsend if you've got a bad back like I do and you don't want to be bent over all the time working on the bike. That being said, it's not something you're going to use all the time, but when you want the bike up high for working on stuff, it's really nice. And I'm going to show you here in just a minute. It comes with wheels mounted to it. It has casters in the front and fixed wheels in the back. You can just move the thing out of the way, whether it's in the down position or up position, doesn't matter. You can roll it around your garage. I'm going to talk a little bit right now about the bike lift I'm using. This is just a simple foot lift. I slide it in and I'm using a crescent wrench to get some leverage on it. You can do this when the bike is lower and just use your foot. But if you want to do it when it's on the table, this works great. You know, they sell scissor lifts that do the same thing, but since a dirt bike is a little higher, you're probably going to have to put some blocks of wood underneath it to make it lift the bike high enough to do what you got to do. This is working great for me, but you know, let me know in the comments if you've got a better way to do this. I'm all ears. So I'm going to show you here how easy it is to move this thing around the garage. Now, granted, I have vinyl tile flooring. If you've got rough concrete or, you know, not as smooth of a floor, it might take a little more effort, but I don't think it's too bad at all. Really works out quite nice. So as I said, guys, this is by no means a full review of the lift table. I just wanted to introduce the wheel chock to you if you're not familiar with them. If you want to know more about the table, just search Harbor Freight motorcycle lift table. Most of the reviews are about street bikes, but with this wheel chock, it really suits the dirt bike well. Thanks for watching and ride fast and take chances.